Okay, so for today's video, I'm gonna be installing another Nibbi carburetor on one of my little 125cc pit bikes. And I've had this bike for a while. I just kept it stock. As you can see, it's starting to, the rust is pretty bad on the chain. But I like the Nibbi carburetor so much that I put on my Honda Grom clone that it made me want to put one on my little 125cc pit bike. Like, I don't know, it just, even though I went down in size in the carburetor on my Honda Grom clone, I went from a 26 millimeter to a 22 millimeter. Bigger carb doesn't always mean that you'll get more power. It, yeah, it's just it. You'll know if you ride one. So I actually went down to a 22 on my Honda Grom clone, and and the one I had on it was a 26 millimeter, but the 22 millimeter had more punch, like it had more torque and more go, and with a higher top speed. Like it just reaches the top speed a lot faster. So I liked it so much that I also got another 22 millimeter that I'm gonna put on my little 125cc pit bike. If you want one of these, I got this like a long time ago when it was like 400 bucks off a website. But it's a Coolster 125, and they're probably going for expensive now. I don't know, close to 1,000. But yeah, like I got this bike a long time ago, and I kind of want to give it some love because I haven't been really taking it out because there's really no trails for me to take it out here. But for this video, let's go ahead and install this Nibbi carburetor. First things first, I'm going to turn off the fuel. This, I believe, is a 10 millimeter. There's one here and the one on the other side. So let's go ahead and take that off. Now that I have the carburetor off the manifold, I'm just going to unscrew the cap. And this will come out with it. And this is your throttle cable. And how you take it off is you push it against the cap like that. So now that you have the wire kind of sticking out, run it through the open slot right here that goes all the way through. I'll run this cable through that open slot, and just like that, it comes off. Now you could either keep your old carburetor just for spare parts. That's what I like to do. I like to have stuff that aren't broken just sitting, you know. I mean, if they still work, might as well keep them. And then I went ahead and took off the cap and that rubber grommet with it completely. So now it's just the cable. We're gonna go ahead and grab our cap off, our new carburetor. Take it off. And what comes off is the cap. You'll get the cap off, the spring, and you'll have this plastic washer. like this. And it's not completely flat, so it doesn't matter which way, which side you put it on, but it's the same on both sides. So that's what you get. And of course you get your, I still don't know what this is called. I think it's called I don't know. We'll just call it a slide. To install it on there, you grab your new cap with your rubber grommet, feed it through the hole. So it'll look like this. And then push it all the way up until it can't go anymore. So it's just like that. Now you'll grab your spring, so that way your cable is in the middle, is inside the spring. Now you push it all the way back against the cap, like this. We'll go ahead and grab our washer. And then push both of them, spring and the washer, against the cap, just like that. And then we go ahead and grab our slide, our new one, and we feed it through the open slot, closed slot. We want it to go through the open. And here's what you do: just go all like that, and let go your spring and washer, and that's it. That's what you get. So next step is to take off the carburetor along with the fuel line, and just grab like a dirty rag or something, because it might have some fuel spew out, so just in case. So we'll go ahead and do that. So I already have the fuel off. That was your first step. We'll just go ahead and wiggle off the old fuel line off the petcock, and then take off the fuel line off of the carburetor. See it coming up? That's that. So now we have this off, and we also have the air filter pod off. It was like this, and all you have to do is unscrew this bolt, and then it just slides off. And then you could reuse these just to keep them for spare parts. This is your overflow line, but I think the new Nibbi carburetor comes with a new overflow line, so you don't really need that. So stock one is a 22 PZ22. That's what the stock one is. And here's the size difference. This is also a 22, Nibbi on the right, stock one on the left. So you can't tell me that they're both 22 millimeter, because this one has a bigger hole than that one on the left. So I already know we're gonna get more power and it will run better. When you buy a Nibbi, it comes with a new one like this, or you can keep the stock one on there. But since we already have a new one, might as well put one on there. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is how you do it. Remember this direction. I don't know if you can see it, but there's an arrow pointing towards the rear of the bike, and that's how it flows. So cable to the tank, this is the tank, and it flows down. So you have the arrow pointing towards the rear of the bike. So just remember that if you don't know how to install it back on. When you do this, since you're unclipping or you're unhooking this off the fuel filter, it's gonna run fuel. It's gonna come out with fuel. So either try your best to do it as fast as you can. So we'll go ahead and do that without wasting any fuel. So let's go ahead and unclip this as well. Yeah, this is really old. See that? You gotta do it really fast. I kind of just have it covering right now, using my finger to cover it. And then when you take off this, it's also going to spew out oil because it's not connected to the petcock. So try to squeeze it so it doesn't leak out like that. It was probably a good thing that we changed it out, because that's what came out of the fuel filter. So I'm still squeezing it. Let's go ahead and put the new one back on there. Just like that. And then gotta do this as fast as you can. And that's it. I don't know if it captured out on camera, but then you go ahead and put your locking pins on here, or your retainers, just like that. So this was on this hose right here. I don't know if you can see it. On this hose. And I'm just gonna take it off. We're gonna go ahead and put the new carburetor on there. We're gonna use the old fuel line. Since it didn't come with one, we're just gonna have to reuse what we have. So, and it's not broken anything. So go ahead and put it like that. You'll have 2 rubber seals, one on the other side and one on the other side. This flat side, without the rubber seal, will go like that on the carb. So flat side without the rubber seal goes like this, and you have the other one like this, like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So when you put this throttle cable into the carburetor, there's a slot where the open slot kind of just goes in, and it's like that. You know it's all the way down when you see that thing right there, the slide, and it's all the way down. That's how you know that it's all the way down. And to test to see if there's anything wrong with it being like stuck, I'll show you the test after I screw this cap on. Okay. So you see that. I'll go ahead and twist the throttle. You see it's not getting stuck. If it was to get stuck, it wouldn't come down all the way like that. It would be like stuck like that. And then if you're riding, your bike will just kind of keep going. Even if you pull in the throttle, your RPMs will just rise like you're over revving the bike, but that's because it's open. So that's what you want out of your throttle. Now I have the cap, the carburetor, everything is on there now. I'm just gonna reconnect my fuel line. It comes with this also, the Nibbi carburetor. It comes with this filter pod. And I mean, you can adjust it to your liking. I'm gonna have to kind of go like this, just so it doesn't hit anything. But after I install this, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a test ride and see how it runs. And mind you, I haven't started this bike in like months. Okay, and you can reroute this overflow line into here. So this is the air fuel mixture, and this is the idle screw. 1, 2, so it's about 2 turns out. Let's just go ahead and start with 1 turn out, just to start with. All right, let's give it a try.